things off, as I mentioned, with opening night in the NBA. Things for the new look Lakers went just as they planned for a little bit, until late in the third when Steph and the Warriors started to turn things up just a notch. They trailed by 10 with 2:30 left in the third quarter, tied for their largest deficit in the game, and then Golden State just completely took over, outscoring the Lakers by 17 over the final 14 minutes or so. Warriors went on to beat the Lakers 121-114.
We haven't even seen Klay Thompson yet, which brings us to the winner, Chef Steph. Steph Curry is the second player with a triple-double in a Warriors season opener and first since 1952. Of course, that was Hall of Famer Andy Phillip. Curry's 8 triple-doubles match Wilt Chamberlain for the 5th most in team history. A triple-dub, a winner, and yet Steph still critical post-game.
We weathered the storm tonight. Obviously, I played like trash, shot the ball terribly. But, if we can win a game like that where we created some good shots and just stuck with it defensively against a pretty good team and get a win like that, that's a good omen for us. So we got to, learn from our mistakes, quit turning the ball over, make some more shots, and we'll be good.
And the smirk, I can't tell if he's serious or not.
I love the hairstyle.
Let's go to the loser, and that would be LeBron James and the Lakers. But LeBron has 12 losses in season openers, tied for second most in NBA history. Only Jason Terry is more. But like we always say, Jay, and as LeBron has proven, it's not how you start, it's how you finish the season, at least, right?
It's just like Novocaine. After a while, that thing will kick in.
Yeah, that's right. So while LeBron and AD did play well, Russell Westbrook, not so much. Finished with 8 points on 4 for 13 shooting and had 4 turnovers. Westbrook now has only 9 games in the last 10 seasons with single-digit points, rebounds, and assists, but not the best way to start things off.
Loser, melodramatic. Check out this free throw attempt from the legend Carmelo Anthony. What are we doing, Melo? That didn't go as planned. Shackton, a fool, gets its first entry, most likely of the season. I've never seen anything like that. Melo was laughing about it. LeBron didn't look very happy. I've never seen that in all my years of basketball.
I don't understand.
He didn't want to let go of the ball.
Yeah, got it. All right, let's go to the other game of the night. Giannis absolutely dominated the Nets. The Bucks celebrated the franchise first championship in half a century as they opened up the season against the Nets last night. Giannis Antetokounmpo led the charge with 31, 14, and 7 NBD. The Bucks begin their run it back tour with a 127-104 win against the Nets team, who you might have heard were without their star, Kyrie Irving.
Winner. We got some really big rings.
Yeah, some really big things.
Ring bling. The rings for those champs of Bucks. The message on them, these massive rings, fear the deer and Bucks in 6. Designed by Jason of Beverly Hills. Who the heck is Jason? 360 diamonds on the top to represent the Bucks' total wins under current ownership. 16 emerald-shaped diamonds on each side, symbolizing their 16 playoff wins last season and their 16 divisional titles in franchise history. Ring envy, Shae.
I'll tell you who Jason is. Jason is a guy that knows what he's doing.
Another winner, touchdown. Check out this pass from Chris Middleton to Giannis in transition. Traveled over 60 feet, according to Second Spectrum. Giannis was in midseason form last night, literally doing it all. He's receiving that one, blocking shots, scoring in transition, playing downhill, being an all-around alpha. Bucks' first impression made it clear they're ready to defend the title.
Once again.
If you buck.
And then once again, NBD. Anything you can do, I can do better. Kevin Durant and Giannis Antetokounmpo are the first pair of opposing players to each record 30 points, 10 boards in a season opener since Charles Barkley did it against Shaquille O'Neal in 98 and 99. To see these two on the floor last night, special, to say the least. And so that brings us to what we were all waiting for last night and tonight, quite frankly, and that is the return of the NBA. But correct me if I'm wrong, Jay. We sat up here yesterday and we talked about who the favorites are to win it all this year, and it was the Lakers and the Nets, and those are the two teams that lost in night one.
Well, I think it's clear, and the biggest statement to me last night, and there's only 2 games, only 4 teams playing, were just how good the Bucks looked. And they added a little bit of depth. Grayson Allen playing a pivotal role for that team and giving them another rotation guy. Guys like Jordan Wara were getting more minutes. Giannis' brother Thanos was playing. Everybody contributing. It was a group that has staying power because of consistency, returning the majority of the guys that won a championship a year ago. And Giannis more confident from the free throw line, understanding his role. This group having gotten that elephant or monkey off their back, so to speak, having won a title, they're just ready to go out there and play. And, of course, watching the Nets missing another scorer saying, Kyrie Irving being there would go a long way. So those whispers only become louder. But wow, did the Bucks look good.
I hate saying this, but I feel like it needs to be said, the chemistry situation for not only the Nets, but the Lakers as well. Like Russell Westbrook had an awful night last night, but that is not the norm, and what we've come to know about Russell Westbrook. He'll figure it out. What did I say? He's only had like 8 or 9 games in the last 10 seasons or whatever it is where he scored in single digits. And so he'll figure things out and he'll come along. It's just role playing now at this point for these guys. They're older, they're veterans, they're used to being the man on their team, and they just need to figure out where they belong.
I'll tell you, we've done this dance with so many sports already, but man, is it fun to see fans in the building right there, right out of the gates. The energy for the sport becomes that much more electric with the best athletes in the world, in my opinion. So you're not going to learn a lot about the Lakers in these first few games. You got to let them mesh, understand what their rotations are going to be. A whole lot of new personnel there. They'll be just fine in that regard.
Yeah, but the Warriors look good, and the Bucks look like they picked up right where they left off. So that is some good news for sure.